Hey guys, it's March 18th, 2022, and I decided today that I was going to show you all of the new Moda collections that are going to be coming out in August and September, and we're going to do a preview of everything that is going to be shipping. All of this should be online. There might be a few things that aren't yet, and that's okay. But I'm going to show them to you today. And I'm also going to show you a new Holt collection that's going to be coming out later in the year. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is start with the Moda catalog. And you can download this for free on Moda's site. And the cover girl this time is Kath Holden. And her group is called Leather and Lace and Amazing Grace. And she is a breast cancer survivor, and when her very first collection from Moda came out is when she was diagnosed. So she wanted this collection to represent all of the things that she went through with breast cancer. These are the patterns. There is one quilt kit, which is this one. It's called Leather and Lace Stars. And then these are the different patterns by Coach House and Quilting Life. And these are going to be some new notions. There's going to be a notebook and some glam bags. And this is the collection. Now, I would love for you to print this out on page 8. She wrote down all the different symbols that are in the group that represent something the personal meaning behind everything from when she was going through breast cancer. So she's got like lace for fragility, flower basket for gifts and flowers, leather for toughness. It's really awesome. Just reading this is really awesome. This ships in August, and I'm going to show you the fabric now. So this is kind of an all-over piece. And this one, these are flowers and like trinkets. There's a couple of plaids, roses. And then this is a really awesome patchwork design that I think would look really good on a 1930s quilt. And they're just little patchwork squares, so it looks like you sewed them together, but you didn't have to do anything. And then the pinks and the blues. And I'll kind of just flip through them at the same time. And then this one is, it's based on an old needlepoint. And then this is the one that I showed you that was background. And this is how it looks on the print. Really pretty. I would love to make something with this. I just need to figure out what, because you definitely, with something like this, you would need to have something that uses up the big prints so that they're displayed good. So that is Kath Holden. And this is the picture of the all-over patchwork print. And then this is a picture of that very first SKU that I showed you. Project Jelly Roll is going to be an event that is in September for Jelly Roll Day, and we will have more information on that coming up, as well as Moda will have more information on that. There is a brand new Fancy That House design tea towel that's going to be coming out for 2023. So we'll have that online later. The second group that I'm going to show you today is called Country Rose. The designer is Vanessa with Layla Boutique, and this collection is awesome. We've got a couple of quilt kits. The first one is called China Rose. That is our Jolly Bar quilt kit, and it uses one Jolly Bar and then a background. And then the next kit is called Bloomers, and when Vanessa wrote this pattern, she wrote it in both dark and light, and Moda decided to put the kit together using the light, and I love it. I can't wait to ask her to borrow that quilt just to see it so we can show you on live stream. And these are going to be the other patterns. So this is the same one I just showed you, but just a white background and then a dark background. I love this quilt. I saw some pictures of it on her social media, and I love this. It's very original. And then here's the collection. Ships in August. And we're pre-selling this one, so if you want to pre-buy one of the Fat Quarter bundles, you can. And I'm going to flip through the fabrics. I'll do 2 at a time. This one I love because it does go with her previous collection really well, called, I'm trying to think of the name of it, Love Notes. And so if you have Love Notes, these are the same color. The same color family. And I definitely will be sewing with this for sure. So I'm actually going to take the cap sets today, and I'm going to use them to sew up. I love this dot. It looks so good. I'm going to use this to finish up my brick house quilt so that it's all done. And these, I love this. I loved Love Notes, and so this one's going to be awesome. And then this time she added this, which is definitely a black. You might consider it a charcoal, but I would consider it black. It's definitely blacker than the other fabrics she's done in the past. Now, if I was making a quilt, I personally would just leave all of this out probably. That's just my opinion, but I love this. So this again is Country Rose by Layla Boutique. Ships in August. 2 quilt kits, and I mean, this is so cute. I love that one. The next group is a newer designer. She's based in Dallas, Texas. Her name is Allie Kay, and she's had a couple of collections. The first one sold like crazy. The second one hasn't come out yet, but it's the one that says Texas and y'all, hey y'all, that hasn't arrived yet. But this one is going to be shipping in August. And there are going to be a couple of patterns. And all of the Bella coordinates that Moda lists in the book, we will list on the collection pages where you can easily find them. This one does have a panel that I'm going to show you, but just so you can see, this is 13.5 by 22. So you actually would get 2 of these panels with each panel, because we would probably include both. So it's a black and white group. I'm going to show these 2 together. It's definitely black and white with a little bit of gray. So you guys can comment at the end. I definitely want you to tell me what are your favorites. This one is the same as this. So this one is the white on white version of this. This is the white on white version of this. And I apologize for the noise that you guys are hearing. There's a huge wind, gust of wind outside, and everything's kind of going crazy. These are the same as this. And her first collection that we had went crazy. Like I couldn't even believe it. For like a new designer, she did really well, which is great. And then this is kind of a newer color that she's added, and I think this is going to be really popular. I think it'll look really nice with Zen Chic fabric, actually. And then the panel, oh, okay, the panel, actually, I was incorrect. This is just one panel. So this is the 22, and then it goes 44. So there's a create, scissors, a hand with tape, making cool things, made with love. So you could make pillows with these. You could do a lot of stuff with these. There is no texture to any of the fabrics. It's all just cotton. And then Mary Ellen says, please make something with leather and lace. I would love to see what you do with it. Beginner friendly. Breast cancer is a care for all. Yeah, I was thinking about layer cake lemonade is what I was thinking for that one. Just because I love the pink. So that again was Create by Allie K Designs. The next collection is called The Flower Farm, and this is actually my favorite out of the entire bucket. This is by Bunny Hill Designs. Moda is putting this together as a quilt kit, and it's called Flower Farm. It's mostly applique, so it's mostly applique. So Moda is putting together a quilt kit with this, and it'll be online for pre-sale later today or Monday. The next kit that we also have is Hedge Roses, and that's going to be our Jolly Bar pattern. And I love this collection. If you look at it up close, it's a very different take on red and white. I think it's done really nicely. These are going to be some new Bunny Hill patterns. And she always has a little animal, and she also has an embroidery. This is the look of it, kind of overall. And, you know, there's always a lot of red and white groups, always. But this one is just, when I saw it in person, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. So there's lots of great backgrounds. This is a great, it's not, I wouldn't say it was white. I would say it's more cream. But it's a great background, and this is obviously cute. I love dots. I always like the little simple prints. Really, really pretty. And then the last colorways are the pink and the red. And the pink, you know, sometimes pink can be kind of, well, I mean, I have pink on. Sometimes pink can be a little bright. It's really, really nice. This was beautiful. So I'm definitely going to use this to make a little brick house out of. And brick house is my scrappy quilt. So that is The Flower Farm by Bunny Hill Designs. The next group is Buttercup and Slate, and this is meant to go with Pepper and Flax, I think was the name of it, and it was really popular, and Moda said a lot of customers were wanting something similar, so she came up with this one. We have one quilt kit called Sunnyside, and that's just one Jolly Bar. And I really like the take on that, how it has a star in the center and then stars on the outside. Really pretty design. And this one we're pre-selling. These are the new patterns by Corey Yoder, which is Coriander Quilts. This one's going to be a free pattern online, free web pattern. And again, all the Bellas will be listed online. And then this is the collection. It's really pretty, and then I think this is going to be really pretty. This is 60-inch wide, so it will make a great backing, but it is 60 inches wide, which makes it really nice, and the hexagons are approximately 2 inches wide, the little pieces. So again, Buttercup and Slate, and I do love this one. I love all of these. It's hard not to. This one, let's see, this is this one on white on white. And then these are little honeycombs, and they're, I think she's done something like this before, but these are much tinier. And she always has really nice bindings. And then this one's really cool. This is an Ohio star. And some of them have a circle around them. Some don't, but some do. That's kind of a redundant. Some don't, but some do. Let's see. So that's the yellow and white, and then there's a green. And then I'll show you the grays next. So this is gonna, I definitely will sew something up with this. I'm just not sure what. We just saw this, so I've got to have a little bit of time to figure out what I'm going to do with everything. So there's a darker and a lighter gray. And this one I think will be a really nice background. And this one is very similar to the heartfelt sketch background that was used in that charity quilt, and it looked really good, so I think this is going to be really popular also. So really pretty, really nice backgrounds in all of these collections. So here's Buttercup and Slate, and then the 60-inch wide. This is a small piece of it. And so, like I said, these are about 2 inches wide. So that will make a great backing. And one thing you could do is take a little 2-inch square. If you wanted to come up with additional prints and you needed like a 1.5-inch square or something, you could cut little pieces out of here, and you could get different backgrounds and different pieces that are not in here. I mean, some will be, but I think some of them will be a little bit different. So that is Buttercup and Slate by Corey Yoder, and that ships in August. The next group is called Emma by Sherry and Chelsea, and these are the brand new Chelsea Stratton patterns. That's the daughter, and then these are the mother's patterns, A Quilting Life Designs, and they have a great YouTube channel if you haven't checked it out. So these are going to be both paper and PDF patterns. This one has a lot of colors to it, so you're going to see a lot of Bella coordinates that go with it. Now this first one will pop up the image, but this is called Country Home Quilt Kit. Now in the big portion of the house, there are 16 houses. So if you come back now to here, 8 of those are in this panel. So this would be a great gift to make because it uses all of these. So like, let's see. So this one's here. This one is here. This is here. Here. So this would be a fun one. And then this is really nice because who wants to make that block, right? It's really hard. So that's going to be a quilt kit that Moda puts together, and it's designed by Sherry. And then this is the collection as a whole. We do have another quilt kit, and the other quilt kit is called Square Peg, and that is our Jolly Bar kit. And I think that one's really cute. It's got little 9 patches that form little stars. And I love that this collection by Sherry and Chelsea called Emma, I love that it has a lot of colors. And the same thing I showed earlier is I'll use it, but I won't use these dark prints. So these are, I'm going to show kind of 2 colors at one time. And this one right here is the same as this. So it's just a white on white version of this. And I do see all your questions coming through, and as I'll either answer them at the end or answer them as I can, but I will answer all of them. This one's really cute. They're little circles, and Sherry is also very similar in that her and Chelsea always have really good bindings. You can always tell when a fabric designer is also a quilter because they always have a really good background and they always have a really good binding. So I love that this one has so many colors, and again, so sorry about the noise. There's a huge wind outside. I actually wore sandals today because I thought it was going to be hot, and for some reason it's cold, so I obviously don't know what's going on with the weather. When I flew in the other night, it said it was 90 degrees, so I just figured, hey, it should be 90 every day, right? Now, I would use these, but I just personally don't use the darker colors. And then I'm going to show you the panel up close. I love the idea of the panel on this one because it's a combination of quilt blocks and motifs. It's kind of, I don't know, I like that it has, you know, words, quilt blocks, motifs. They're not, and you know, some are applique, some are piece. So I love that it's got the difference. And this one, I mean, really, that's just going to be like perfect because you don't have to sew it. Will Moda be kitting the bird? I don't think so, Brenda. I don't see that one. And then Randy is asking, does Moda usually present the fabrics in hexagons, or are they promoting English paper piecing? So the fabrics that I'm showing you, they basically, whatever the designers want to have, they just do it. So they're not promoting EPP. They're promoting more of like a background. And we can show the applique quilt of Bunny Hill again. Let me find the name of it and he can pop it up once I find the name. It's called Flower Farm. So that is the applique quilt. And I'm sure that Anne will have more info as she sews the blocks on social media. She's always got great photography. And then before I go on, is there a tutorial on making a circular binding on a quilt? Not that I know of. And then the next question, Jennifer, we're going to keep that there because I do have the answer to that, but I want to be able to talk more in detail about it. So I'm gonna hold that, but I am going to answer it. The next collection is called Wild Meadow by Sweetfire Road. They are a new designer, and these are their patterns down here. And then DLL, who is that? Designs by Lavender and Limes. Okay, she's gonna have this one as a quilt kit. It's a Moda quilt kit and it's called Meadow Sampler Quilt. And the colors on that look a little off. So I mean, I think the quilt will look much better. That image is just a little bit blown out. And then here's the collection. I actually think this is going to be very popular. It's very bright. And the Sherry and Chelsea panel will be available separately and in the bundle, either one. So I would consider this like a 1970s green yellow kind of. Okay, this one right here is the same as this. It's just the white on white version. And these, I think they're deer and squirrel and bees. Really cute. So really pretty. This one's a smaller collection. And then there's the deep purple. And I'll flip through that one too so you can see it. These are like little lockets. They remind me of that little wall in Paris where you put the locket. And then I think these are flowers. At first I was like, is that like a person that's really dressed funny? But it's it's flowers. And little squirrels. And then this would make a great binding. Look really nice. And you wouldn't even have to put it on the bias. It would already be on the bias. So that is Wild Meadow by Sweetfire Road. Ships in September. The next collection is called Picnic Pop by Me and My Sister Designs. And these are all in the brand new book called Jelly Roll Jam, published by Martingale, that's out now. So these three are already in the book. These are different designers' quilts, Wendy Shepherd and the Quilt Factory. And this is just the classic Me and My Sister colors, lots of bright, fun colors. And I love how they always have really big prints because a lot of designers don't. This one right here is the same as this right here. It's like a little daisy, like a white on white daisy. bubbles. Really cute. That would be a cute binding too. Plaids, really nice and bright and fun. Picnic Pop by Me and My Sister Designs. And then we've got an aqua and a blue. And it is pretty bright. I mean, what you're seeing on screen is pretty accurate in terms of colors. It's very fun and bright. I think this reminds me of like little candy sticks. This is pretty. That'll make a pretty backing. So this is Picnic Pop by Me and My Sister Designs. Ships September. This next collection is by Gingerbread, and it's pretty different than her other stuff in the past in terms of colorways, and I think a lot of you are going to like it because it's got a lot of fresh colors. This one ships in September. These are going to be her 3 patterns. So this is a feather, a leaf, and then this is one pattern where you can interchange the panel, and I'll talk more about the panel. This is the panel. So it is a very wide 36 inches by 44 inches, and so she just has this where you can interchange the panel on the inside. She will have 4 new tea towels, stickers, cards, a desk calendar, and a notepad. So lots of notions. And then this is her collection kind of as an all-over view. And you'll see that she has a lot of motifs, but she has a lot of color, which is really nice. So this is kind of, I guess, orange and gold and gray. And her stuff always has really nice, if you're ever looking for a backing, she has a lot of prints that are really nice backings. And there is a white on white, it's just in the next little section. So this white on white is the little, I think those are bird feet. They look like little chicken feet, but same thing. I guess a chicken is a bird. I don't know. So lots of color variety. This is Bird Song by Gingerbread. And I'm going to show you the panel. I'm going to try to show you each section. I'm going to just put them sideways so that you can see the full. So they have quotes by different authors. So these would make really nice pillows too if you have these colors in your house. The next, she loves the feather quilt. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the feather quilt name. It is called Be As a Feather. And so we order anything you see in here, we order the patterns, and they either come out now or with the design. It kind of depends on what the designer feels like doing. This next one is really cute. It's called ABC XYZ, and it is by Stacy Itsu. There are going to be 2 panels and lots of patterns. So this is the Dachshund. It was really, I don't know how you say that, but Dachshund, sorry. I said it wrong. So this is the Dachshund pattern. This has been out before. She just recolored it. And then these are some newer patterns. This one right here is the quilt kit. It's called Alphabet Stars Quilt Kit. And when I first saw this, I was so confused because I was like, wait, that's 25 blocks. How is that possible? Well, it's the S and the T are all in together. So that makes it where it's really nice to be able to do the, because I was like, where's the other one? And then for panels, this is 36 by 44. And this is the same panel that's used here. And then this one is a cut and sew book, and it's 36 by 60, so pretty wide. So this panel's 36 by 44, and this one's 36 by 60. And then this is her collection overall. And you'll notice there's lots of yellows in all of these groups. And I do really love the colors of this group. They're very on trend. This is a white on white that's the same as this. And I like how the puzzle really pops out. It's really cute. And then this is scattered letters. It's cute. This would be a cute wallpaper in a kid's room. Wallpaper's coming back. Did y'all know that? It's like very trendy. I need to add some wallpaper to my house. I do think this one's going to be very popular. So this is ABC XYZ by Stacy Itsu. It ships in August. Okay, so this is the first panel. I'm going to put it sideways just so you can see. Well, I'll pull it forward. So at the top, it's got the alphabet and then each of the letters, and then that's the kit that you saw where you could build the star on the outside. So cute. And this is a great, you know, a lot of people are not finding out the sex of their babies anymore, and so this is a great unisex collection. And then this next one is the book panel, and this one's ginormous, and it does have instructions on how to make it. This would be really cute to put in a binding. I mean, it would mess up the letters, but it would make a cute binding. You could use that little piece. And it goes, this goes all the way around. And these are, if you wanted to, these could be finger puppets, is what these two are. And these are the little handles. The next collection is called Bon Voyage by Janet Claire. She has 3 patterns. And this one, I love the backgrounds in this group. I think the collection as just backgrounds could stand on its own, and I do like the touch of green. But these backgrounds are amazing. So she's got postage stamps. This is just kind of like a scratch print. It's not necessarily a white on white. Well, cream. And these are little cameras, I think. This one is being pulled, so this one's not going to be in the collection anymore, actually. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. And then these are little squares, postage stamps. So I do love this cap set. And you can see the solid better here. It's really nice. These are cute. I think these are like, I don't know, maybe in maps. And I think this one's out too. So this one's not available anymore either. When I say it ships in August, is that shipping to you or when it will be available for us to buy? So some of these we pre-sell the collections in terms of pre-cuts, and then they ship in August, but that means it ships to us in August and we can ship to you in the same month. What do you do with all the samples you're showing? Do you send back to Moda or make quilts out of them? I actually keep the ones I like and make quilts out of them, and then the others go to employees who make samples with them. We don't throw them away. So that is Bon Voyage by Janet Claire, September delivery. The next collection is Zen Chic. She's always a very popular designer. Her stuff sells like crazy. This one's called Lazy Afternoon. These are her 4 new patterns, and this one's really nice. I don't think I've seen that quilt block done before. And this is the overall feel of the collection. And this reminds me of like the 70s. Can you tell I was born in the 70s, maybe? Let's see. So this is like, I don't know, it's just very fresh. And this is really cute. This yarn balls, they're really cute. And then this is like half square triangles that go different directions. And then this is her spotted fabric. And the spotteds, they're 1660 dash. That's the number they start with. And then if the colors sell well, they'll add them to the basic line. This is a cream. And this one is spotted. It's a spotted. And I think it's a new one, I think. These are knitting needles. I could see a lot of people making little bags to hold their yarn with this. And then these again are the half square triangles that go the other way. And then Marcia is going to make some crib sheets. Please do a tutorial on a crib sheets. I don't have any idea how to make a crib sheet, but I can see if somebody at work does, but I have no idea how to make a crib sheet. So this is Lazy Afternoon by Zen Chic. And I love that when you look at her collections, you know, sometimes they've got gold, sometimes they've got black, sometimes they've got metallic, sometimes they don't. They all have a different feel. This next collection is called Daffodils and Dragonflies. It's by Kansas Troubles Quilters, and these are going to be her new patterns right here. And this ships in September. And this is an overview of it. It is very classic Kansas Troubles, the classic tried and true colors that she uses. And she always has a really good mix of backgrounds in hers, which is always really nice. These are cute. So she always has a big mix that you could change your quilts up with different backgrounds. This is kind of a burgundy and plum, and then greens and navies. And she even has a touch of yellow in her groups that she doesn't usually have. And this is a really nice all over floral. And then she has some black pieces. So this is Daffodils and Dragonflies by Kansas Troubles Quilters. Ships in September. And then the last one from Moda that I'm going to show you today is Isabella by Minnick and Simpson. This one right here is a quilt kit called Castleton. And that one is all pieced except the center is applique. And then the next kit we're offering is called Fair and Square, and that uses the Jolly Bar, and that's a great design. I love it. Now this collection has a lot to it. These are the new patterns. This is obviously the same pattern, just one is blue, one is red. And the centers are applique. There's a lot to this group. So first there is prints. After the prints, I'm going to show you wovens. They're so pretty. And then there's also toweling and twill tape. And I'm going to show that to you in a second. So this is Isabella. And this white on white right here is the star that's right here. And I love that Moda gives us all of this on fabric. This is really nice. That star. She always has great binding fabrics. And then she's done this paisley before, but I think on a different scale. So this would have been great when I was making my red, white, and blue quilt last year. So there's the red and white, and then the two blues. And this would look really nice if you did like a really wide binding, we have a video that Miss Rosie did for us, Carrie Nelson, where she shows how to do a wide binding. It would look really good in that. Socialites will be starting in October of next year. And it will not be using any of these collection. It will be using the next bucket of collection. So we'll have more information on that. Now these are the plaids, the wovens. I'm going to put them separate. So the wovens are thinner. I've actually never worked with wovens. So red and white. And Moda does a really good job with their wovens. They're really nice and they're like silky. Silky smooth. These remind me of a shirt that Kevin has from the 90s that he still wears because he has all his clothes from the oh, I did make a quilt a couple of years ago for oh yeah, for a Corey Yoder collection. I just can't remember how. I just don't remember how well I sewed with it. It must have been fine if I finished it. And then they have toweling, which is 4 different prints. There's cherries, and then 3 plaids, I guess. Red, white, and blue. And then they also have this, which is twill tape, and we're going to sell it. They come on 25-yard rolls, so we're going to sell it by the roll. So now what I'm going to do is take a break, and we're going to come right back, and what I want you to do is post the 3 of your favorite Modas, and I'll talk about my favorites, and I will be right back in a minute. I'm going to show new Ruby Star and a new Lori Holt and a couple of other things. collection, so I bet you guys can guess which ones I picked as my favorites. But I have made 11 or 12 heartfelt blocks. Sorry, 11 or 12 brick house blocks, but I need to make 4 more. So I picked 4 collections from this. And what I do is I cut off the top and then I starch all this and I use it throughout. Not just for brick house, but I'll use it and save it for all kinds of things in the future. But my favorites are Emma by Sherry and Chelsea. Now, I might not use this. And then Buttercup and Slate by Corey Yoder. Country Rose by Layla Boutique. And I took the black out. And then Flower Farm by Bunny Hill Designs. So those are my favorites from Moda. I'm going to answer, oh, this is so pretty. Look at that, so pretty. I'm going to answer some questions before we move on. So if you have any questions on any of the Moda collections, because after this, I'm going to move on to different things. What basic settings do I use on my machine for piecing? I just use a straight stitch and I stitch at a 1.5 stitch length, which is pretty small. And I sewed yesterday for 12 hours straight. So if I look tired, it's because I went on vacation, and my husband's idea of a vacation is to go 24 hours a day, a mile a minute, and I'm tired. But I came home, I sewed a bunch of stuff, and yesterday I was kind of not fresh on my sewing, so I was using my seam ripper a little too much. Oh, Christine, okay, Socialites 2022. I said it wrong. So Socialites is our free sew along. It's going to start in October 2022, and the fabric I'm using is from the next bucket, meaning the next future stuff. So nothing that I showed you here is what I'm going to use for Socialites, even though you could. The weave on the wovens is, it's kind of like a silky woven that's tight. And on the Heart Project bags, I don't think we're going to get them on other colors yet. I don't think we have that planned, so we'll have to see. I do want to say a thank you for a super chat from Valeria Bauer. And Piggy says thank you. Oh my gosh, we were so excited to get, and I'm still going to answer your question, Jennifer. I was so excited to get Piggy. So when I got home, the lady's usually really strict. And like, if you're not there by 6 o'clock, you can't get your dog. And I was like, please, I'll do anything. Can I please have my dog? And she let me come at 7 o'clock. I was so excited because we got home really late. So I got my dog, and he was so good. He's been so good. So hopefully he'll stay good. Now I'm going to show you Ruby Star Society fabrics. And these are all shipping in, let's see, September, October. Or this one's August, actually. So this is Reverie by Melody Miller. And we will use these in our Ruby Star Club. We mix them all up. And the metallic is really nice. It's not, sometimes when you get metallic fabric, it's too heavy. There are no hexagon pre-cuts this time in the Moda collection. Fall colors will come out later. Fall, let's see. I'm trying to think of when fall ships. I think it ships more January, February. On the 60-inch fabrics are the patterns printed on them. Yes. It's basically just like a 44-inch wide. It's just 60 inches wide. Christmas and holiday fabric was shown in December and ships in May, so this bucket does not have any kind of holidays in it. And there are instructions on the panel to make the book on that. So this is Reverie by Melody Miller, ships in August. And with this collection, there are 3 new Spark SKUs. So if you're looking, RS0005 is her Spark. She has 3 new 108s, and her 108s are softer. They're more of a They're just thinner, but they're really nice. And then 3 canvas prints. So I think it's a leopard. And this reminds me of like very trendy with clothing right now. The next collection is Sarah Watts Firefly. And this one ships in September. And some prints are metallic and some are not. And there's little fireflies. Did y'all used to catch the little fireflies in a jar? I used to do that. And then they would die and then I would be so sad. Oh, this is really pretty. And this has the light metallic on the wings. And these are metallic. And that's a really pretty, that would be a really pretty backing. And there's one more colorway. Someone is asking about 108 wides not being made anymore. I'm sure that's probably a supply chain thing for right now, but I'm sure they will make them in the future. But I did not ask why, but I mean, I'm assuming. Does the Emma fabric line look like they would coordinate with Lori Holt's? No. And then this is a great question by Gwen Smith. What other fabric designers' reds match well with Fig Tree's red? Some of Lori's will match. This collection is called Twirl. It's by Sarah Watts, and it ships in September. And again, this one, some are metallic and some are not. So this is like a rose gold metallic. And again, apologies for the wind. These fabrics do not glow in the dark, and these fabrics will be used in the Ruby Star Club. So Crystal and Nova pick those, and they pick between all the collections and mix and match them. I probably will be using Buttercup and Slate for a sew along. I have not, I literally just saw this and I haven't had time to pick what I'm going to sew it with, but I do have some information. Next week is going to be all about sew alongs, and I'm going to have like a ton of sew along progress, ton of blocks. And there's going to be a new Moda blockheads that I'll be talking about at the end of the show and next week. This is called Sketchbook by Alexia A. Big, and it ships September. And then this is a rose gold metallic. And all of the groupings that I'm showing you, there are fat quarter bundles. For the entire collection, we're not doing them by colorway. And we're not doing the coordinate and the smaller bundles for now until we can have some other things internally worked out a little bit better. We're a little bit backlogged due to staffing issues. So until we can get that worked out, we're not going to have a lot of the smaller bundles. So that is Ruby Star. And I will flip through this catalog so you can also see this, because you can download this also on Moda's site. Moda distributes Ruby Star. So this is Reverie. Some different projects, and what they do is they take existing patterns and recolor them. Firefly by Sarah Watts. And again, older patterns just recolored. This is the twirl collection I showed you. It's so cute. I love this pattern. Sketchbook. Sorry about the noise. It is really going crazy. Now, these are all of the Ruby Star basics. So if you're somebody who uses Ruby Star, this would be a great page to print out. We do keep all of these in stock. So all of these should be available on Fat Quarter Shop. As long as they're in stock at Moda, we have them. And there are going to be some new notions. I think some of these are existing and some are new. So that is Ruby Star. And then this next group, okay, so Riley Blake, I'm going to show you today Lori Holt's collection. The reason I'm only showing Lori Holt is we haven't seen the sales rep yet for this, and we're going to see her in 2 weeks. So after we see the sales rep and decide everything we're going to buy, we can show you all of Riley Blake also. We haven't met with her yet, but obviously with Lori, we buy all of Lori's things. So I'm going to show you the group, talk a little bit about it, and she always has a sew along that's applique, and this is going to be that quilt. It's called Calico Garden Sew Along. We're pre-selling it, and it's 90 inches square, and it is a lot of applique. The quilt kit does not come with the Sew Simple shapes. We sell those separately. Now for the collection, it's a pretty big collection. It's 47 pieces. This is the collection right here to right here, plus this all over print. It's a Grandma's Garden. And then these three are the 108s. So there's pink, alpine, and like a gray. So we're gonna have 1 yard bundles. There's gonna be 2 different colorways in 1 yard bundles. We're gonna have a half yard bundle that does include the Grandma's Garden. The Fat Quarter bundle does not. And that's because Riley Blake is cutting the Fat Quarter bundle. Right now, we have not decided if we're going to carry the bench pillows kits. I'm leaning towards no at this time, but we haven't seen the sales rep yet. Now, her panels were a huge hit. We got them in. We've already sold them out a second time. More are coming either last night or today, I believe. So we're going to have more. Now, again, this is going to be 4 large and 4 small. The same exact concept, except you have to provide your lining fabric. And then there's new zipper colors, 8, and they come in 1 package. So these will be called zippers 2, and this will be called zippy bags 2. So definitely we will be ordering a ton of these. Now, of course, we haven't even placed our order, but we will definitely be ordering a ton of them so that next time we don't sell out. This is an up-close picture of the quilt, and there are some fat 8s listed, and I priced the kit to have fat quarters. So our kit price might be slightly bigger, but we kitted it with these as fat quarters. These are going to be her Sew Simple shapes. They're called Calico Garden. These are existing notions. There's going to be two additional quilt kits. These will be online later in the week. And these are going to be existing notions that are available now, but I think she must be using this vintage trim in this quilt and this quilt. And we did not include the vintage trim in our pricing of the kit because it's pretty expensive since it's 90 inches square. And these will be pre-packaged. So this one's pre-packaged in like a mason jar, and then this one, looks like a mason jar, and then this one's a box kit. There will be 6 seed patterns that go along with the group, and that is Calico. And then I wanted to tell you that yesterday we launched our Stronger Together auction. We have raised over $17,000 for UNCF. From March 17th, which was yesterday, to March 26th, we're auctioning off my quilt in one auction and my cross stitch in another. So please bid. It's all the proceeds will go to UNCF, and we raised over $17,000, so that is so exciting. So in the I have it backwards. In the description box, you will see a link to my eBay auction, and I did sign it on the back. And I'm going to show you the quilt. I think I have it backwards. And Gina Tell of Thread Graffiti quilted this one, and she did the binding for me. And then the backing is right here. And the way that I did the backing was I used some leftovers from the front, and my label is sewn in, and then that way I didn't have to buy 2 widths of fabric for the backing, if that makes sense. So a fun piece backing. So please bid so that we can raise more money. I want to show you our Tutorial Tuesday for this week. It's called Lend and Borrow. And so we throw back a video every Tuesday. And this week was this Lend and Borrow quilt. It is a classic and vintage pattern, and it's an advanced 1930s block. So if you're looking for something like that, you can check that out. And we did show that video how to use triangle paper. So the next thing I wanted to show you is last week I did a members only video on how to make this cute pillow. It's called Pretty Pleats Pillow, and there's 4 different sections, and you can use 1 jelly roll to make 4 pillows. So if you're not a member and you want to know how to make this pillow, you can sign up to be a member on YouTube, and I'll show you the different colorways. And it's a cute little video. So pretty. And this is One Good Day, Sunday Stroll. Sorry, I'm getting. Okay, and then I'm going to show you just tabletop, some quilt kits that we have that are new. And the reason I'm not showing you is I just got back from vacation. Well, I guess we can show. Let's see. This one, let's see. This is a new quilt kit. Peeking, you can see me. Okay, I'm going to show the back. And then I'm going to show it on the table so you can see the quilting. And I'll talk a little bit about it. This is called Meant to Be Quilt Kit. Sorry, this is called You Have My Heart Quilt Kit. It's from the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book. It features One Fine Day. Nancy made this. Mike at mylongarm.com quilted it, and he used like a dark thread because of this, and then on the back you can see the thread. So that's our first one. I'll hold this one and then I'll talk about it. Okay, now I'll put it on the table. This is called Zurich. It is an It's So Emma pattern, and this is an advanced pattern. It uses triangles on a roll, and those are included in the quilt kit. This is the Newport collection by Minnick and Simpson. Teresa made this one, and and Gina quilted it from Thread Graffiti. And this one has a light backing, and you can see the thread choice. It's really nice. it on the table. This one is called Summer Cottage. It is a Jolly Bar pattern. Uses that same collection, Newport by Minnick and Simpson. Kate made this one, and Gina at Thread Graffiti quilted this one. And I love the backing, and I love the quilting. I love the swirl. And I don't think it really matters which direction you put the letters. This one's really fun. This is called Fruit Jar Runner. It's by Riley Blake, and this is one of the kits that comes pre-packaged in a cute little box. And these are prairie points. I think that's what you would call this. Those are prairie points, right? I haven't made these in years. And so this is Adele in Autumn fabric by Sandy Gervais. And this looks so good as the jar. And then this kit just comes with the, well, all the kits come with the quilt top fabric and the binding. We don't have a backing set for this one, but this is just the backing that they used, that Riley Blake used. And then Lori has 3 new notions. She has a prairie needle minder, which it's pretty big. And she has 2 new charms. One is a wagon wheel and one is a quilt block. So these are cute little charms you can put on your zippy bags. And we have a new designer that we're carrying from Riley Blake, and she's also a cross stitcher. And I just wanted to show you the beautifulness of her fabric since it came in. It's the first time we've had it, so you might not have seen it in stores yet. But it's called For the Love of Nature. So there is the black colorway. And then there's a natural colorway. Well, it's called khaki. I call it natural. But I just wanted to show you this because it's a new designer for them. And also using this panel right here, they do have a quilt kit. Comes in this beautiful box. And this is the quilt kit. So it uses the panel in the very center, and then it's a very simple quilt because you just add borders. And then this is obviously a quilt block. But I love this. It's so pretty, and I love the fact that the quilt just shows off the panel. Okay. So now I'm going to drink a little bit of tea, and then I'm going to answer questions, and we'll talk a little bit about next week. So next week, I'm going to have an update on all my sew-alongs, and one of the things we're going to talk about, I'm going to actually grab something real quick. Sorry. So this week, earlier this week, Moda announced Moda Blockheads 4. So if you want, now I'm going to give you all the information next week, but I can tease and tell you that yesterday I made block 1. So right here, we'll tell you what I'm going to be using. So there are going to be 36 blocks total, 28 blocks, and 6 bonus blocks. Jocelyn put together a really awesome setting that I'm going to show you next week. We're not going to release the pattern until like May, but it's really cool. And what it's going to do is in this sew along, there are 9-inch blocks and 4.5-inch blocks. So I'm going to make 9 of my blocks, 9 inches, 27 4.5, and then I'm going to have some accent squares. Now I wrote down that my background is going to be from Stitched, and it is, but I'm going to actually because I'm drawing out the quilt today and trying to color it. I'm going to use a couple of different backgrounds. And I think I'm going to use this accent. So this is kind of yesterday me playing around, kind of writing out notes, thinking through what I'm going to do. Now from time to time, I do change things. So I'm going to be using Stitched by Fig Tree. It's not coming out yet. It's coming out soon. But I have to use what I haven't already used. And so that's kind of, when I'm sewing, this is my 19th quilt for the year. So I've already used a lot of fabrics already, so it's really hard for me to come up with things that I haven't already used. Now, Brick House, I have 4 left. I'm going to make those 4 this weekend. And the ones with the check marks are the ones that are done. But I am using Stitched. I've been kind of waiting for something, and I think that it's going to be perfect. Now, I might mix in some of her some Fig Tree older collections. I might not. We'll kind of see how I go. And I do like the idea of our setting because it uses a mixture of big and small. And the harder blocks, I'm going to make 9 inches. The easier blocks, I'm going to make small. And then we do have a great question from Katie. She says she would like something like this for Art Gallery and Tilda. So Art Gallery doesn't, you know, I could email Walter. I'll email Walter and see if I can borrow some of his cap sets. Because of COVID, I haven't seen him in forever. So I don't even, the way we buy Art Gallery is he sends me an email and I send him an email back in about 5 minutes. Here's my order. So if he will let me borrow the cap sets, yes, I can do that. Tilda, I just get a board. And Tilda is so hard to source. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Am I doing the laundry basket mystery quilt? No, not this year. I actually haven't even heard of it. So I'd have to even go look at what it is. I'm wanting to use Folktale for the Heartfelt Quilt Along. Can you please tell me what background fabric you would use? Folktale. Can I see it? Folktale. I don't even know what it is. I'm looking. Okay, yes, okay. So can you go to Moda site? And I will tell you what, I'll read off the SKU when I get to it. We'll search Folktale and see what. Or I guess it's probably on our site too. I'm so out of it. Let's see. Okay, go back. Do we have yardage in stock? Yes. Okay. No, not in stock. Okay, go back. Folktale. Okay, just type Folktale fabric. Let's see if that comes up. What? Just type folk and see. We're trying to get it to pull up and it's not pulling up by. Okay, the Folktale fabric's not showing up. Okay, click into it. If you're looking on our site and you're clicking, okay, there's a white with a polka dots on it in the top left of our image on Folktale. That's what I would use. Definitely that polka dot. That's what I would use. I don't think it'll be too busy. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I have some pictures I can show you from my vacation if y'all want to see them. That's like the 3rd day skiing, and Kevin took that picture, and you notice I'm not in it because I wiped out on the 2nd day and I had to walk down the ski. It was quite the event. I'm not ready to tell the story yet. I'll just tell it another day, but I'll just say that I wasn't there that day. But there's 6 of us. 2 of us had to be rescued by ski patrol. 1 person is now injured, and I'm not going to ever go skiing again, but the kids loved it. You can see Will on the left is super excited. Peyton is like, okay, I have to do this again. So funny. Oh no, Christopher's on the left, not Will. Okay, this was when they first started, and the person laying down there, I think that's Emma. Oh no, Emma's in the back, standing up, coming off the thing. But I think that's how the kids felt, is just sitting down. But we sat there and watched them take ski class. And that was me after I got rescued from the ski whatever. And that was me. Just, I had it. I was just like, after 8 hours, that's how I felt when I got back to the, and I just thought it was a funny picture. And then that was the first night having dinner. And the funny thing about that is Emma wears that shirt everywhere and it says Nirvana. And I'm like, okay, who is the lead singer? Who is the drummer? Are they alive? Are they dead? She has no idea. She's like, it's just cute. And me and Kevin were like, you cannot just wear a Nirvana shirt. And then we're in the airport and we saw like other people wearing it. She's like, see, it's cute. I'm like, okay, yeah. So that was a dinner we had. And I don't know if I have any others. So that's it. My ski adventure, I guess I'll tell the story. So I took a 3-hour class for how to ski. But Kevin couldn't go to it because our kids were we couldn't really find the lessons. So we kind of were all over the place. And Kevin had to go pick up the kids. So I took this lesson. There was 5 of us in it. One of the girls in it was on Emma's dance team. Emma's dance team has 8 people. I'm like, how is this girl randomly in my class? So she actually knew how to ski, but her friend she was with didn't. Anyway, I thought I did good. I was really ready for the next day, and I told Kevin, I'll go, but don't go down a green. Let's just go down like a baby slope. And he's like, okay. So no, he went down a green. Now I'm talking like 5 miles. Like I'm talking, I fell down 20 times. I have a bruise right here. It's this big. Like it is huge. It's not the only bruise on my body. I fell down at least 20 times. And then I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm done. I got stuck. I hit the tree. I hit a tree twice. Maybe my head hit it. Maybe I didn't. I'm not even joking. I got stuck in the snow to where a lady had to come help me. And then I said, you know what? I'm done. And so she was like, oh, it's almost to the end. We were not almost to the end. So I just took off my skis. I called Kevin. He came and I said, take one of my skis. So he did. He took one of my skis. And then I carried the other one. Emma carried my poles. I get to the bottom because I was determined. I scooted, then I walked. I mean, I was a mess. I was freezing cold. I was not in the best mood, obviously, because my kids were all able to ski and I'm just like a mess. And they're like laughing at me like, what are you doing? So I get to the end and the guy says, you can't get on the lift because you're not staying at that hotel. I don't even know where I'm at, guys. I have no idea. And he goes, you only have one ski, so you can't get on the lift. And I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do? And he's like, I'll bring ski patrol to get you, which is like a snowmobile that goes like 50 miles an hour. That is like, the lady was like standing up trying to get it to go. I mean, it was just like the biggest mess. They dropped me off at the hotel and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm never going to ski again in my life. It was so horrible. And then the last day, Emma woke up late because, I mean, like, she was tired. So we went shopping, and then Kevin texted and was like, hey, she has to come back to do a blue, which green is easy, blue is hard. So then at the end of the day, like, the ski lifts closed like at 3:45. So my boys all show up one by one. No Kevin, no Emma. Where are you? Maybe they're at the minor ER because Emma, she tore 3 things. I guess her ACL, it's not broken. It's just like fractured or something. I don't know. He has all these x-rays. I'm just like, oh my goodness, why did I bring her back? I should have not. Anyway, she hasn't told her dance teacher yet. I'm like, you kind of need to email her. So anyway, everyone had fun. It was great fun. I liked stitching. I liked having some alone time to stitch. The food was really good. The only thing that was bad was where we were. You couldn't really get an Uber. So you had to get on the shuttle, which was totally fine, but it only goes once an hour. So that kind of like was harder. I didn't have a Starbucks for like 5 days. So anyway, but I'm back. And if my kids ever go skiing, I'm just going to go stay at Lori's house and just be like, bye, I'm not going. So you guys have a great weekend, and I'll have a ton of stuff to show you next week.